thank you to Stop the War Coalition and of course to everyone who is present here. It's a great honor to be standing in front of those who struggle for humanity, for peace and justice around the world, not only in Afghanistan. If I refresh your memories, just what happened after 9/11, I always repeat this, and it's good to repeat because none of us were involved in 9/11, the Afghans. It was someone else who destroyed America and killed many thousands of innocent people. None of Afghans are involved in 7/7, Madrid, Tanzania, Kenya, whatever Al-Qaeda attacks on the Western interest in Europe or America, Australia, or any parts of the world. But we always ask this question, why Afghanistan? Because we have not harmed anyone. We have not come and traveled to Britain to invade Britain, to attack British democracy or civilization. The story we get from the British and American politicians that we are in Afghanistan because if we are not there, like what the first speaker said, then our interests will be attacked. And according to CIA director recently, I do not know his name, he said there are less than 200 Al-Qaeda members in Afghanistan, low-level Al-Qaeda members. The rest probably they have given them refuge because all of them were their close friends in the past, who financed them, giving them money, luxury, weapons, including anti-aircraft missiles. And then having less than 200 Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, you are spending billions, like what the first speaker said. It is always sad that you see a grandmother or a mother whose son or child is being killed in Afghanistan for the lies of Bush and Blair and others. But you do not count the deaths of Afghans who are killed every single day, including 3 days ago, where a family in Badakhshan was, 10 people were killed by the American soldiers in Badakhshan province. You don't even count them, you don't even stand in the parliament and hold 1 minute silent for the atrocity that you brought to Afghanistan. If we go on another part of Afghanistan, I remember very well, and I say this is probably give you an entertainment as well. Bush's and Blair wife, they were having a press conference, and someone asked them about women's rights in Afghanistan, and they said very proudly that women can wear nail polish and lipsticks in Afghanistan. That is women's rights for them in Afghanistan. If you are a woman, you wear a lipstick and nail polish, then you are liberated. You have no problem in any part of the world. And if you look the terror under Karzai regime, or the development and reconstructions of employment, jobs, roads, other opportunities for Afghans, you will see none. You see the politician, they will come on TV and tell you that we are making slow progress. They're all lying. We take an example, for example, Britain have almost 10,000 soldiers in the south of Afghanistan, Helmand province. They even cannot go out of their military bases. They even don't control, 1/4 of Helmand province. Forget about the whole province. Forget about the whole of Afghanistan. It is very important to understand here that in the resistance to foreign invasion in Afghanistan, in our history, it is always led by the people. It's not led by our army, where we do not have any army in Afghanistan because they are all loyal to warlords and drug lords. They are not loyal to the Afghan regime. The resistance is always led by the innocent or the general public of Afghanistan. If we compare the Russian era and the current time just now, it is the same. For us, there is no difference because the Russian used to kill us indiscriminately, the American and British in the name of democracy. Because we do not have any complaint against the Russians because they wanted to invade us and impose their communist ideology on Afghans and to get rid of our religion. But these guys, they say that we are your friends, we are trying to help and develop your country. Show me one development in Afghanistan. Only 25 families benefit from the invasion. If you look at the cabinet of Afghanistan, the cabinet itself, they are all American and British and German citizens. None of them live in Afghanistan. All their families are either in America, in Germany, in Holland, in Britain, and one of them ran away recently, Siddiqullah Chakari. He stole millions of US dollars, and he's a British citizen, and he cannot be extradited to Afghanistan, and he's living in London. That's like 1 year ago. And the Afghan government is trying, to get rid of him, to bring him back to Afghanistan, but it's very, very difficult. But if you look again, the Afghan regime in Afghanistan, we were happy, I was happy that when the Taliban were replaced, we all praised that these guys really believe in democracy. We would have really hugged these guys, you know, if they brought us any development, if they brought us any sort of reconstruction, employment, jobs. But what they have given us in return is 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, they drop this 1,000 bomb on your family. You don't even find the bones and flashes of your families. You know, you wake up, you don't even find. Recently, one American soldier, it was in the Washington Post, asked an old Afghan man, that why you guys hate us? And the old man just laughed, you know, it was a story, very interesting story. He said, because you guys come, you kill our families, you rape our children, you know, you destroy our houses, and then you ask us to love you. Why should we love you? You know, we are not going to love you because you destroy everything, whatever we had in Afghanistan. And if you look at the corruption, you know, the West say that we're going to have democracy in Afghanistan. Yes, democracy is very nice. I will be the first person to live under any democratic state in Afghanistan if it's a real democratic state. They were saying that election in Afghanistan. And then what happened in the election? We all know it's a forgotten story. Then they said women's rights in Afghanistan. When Karzai was desperate, you know, to win or to be re-elected in Afghanistan, he passed a legislation in the parliament to authorize the rape of Shia women. You know, one section who he thought that they are not going to support him in the election. So what he did was pass a piece of legislation in the parliament authorizing the rape of Shia women within the marriage. That's democracy. If you look again, you know, the democracy in election, what democracy we have? Now almost 80% of Afghans, 80%, it's not me who is saying, it's the American army who did a survey in Afghanistan probably in the recent past. More than 80% of the Afghans hate them, they don't want them to be in Afghanistan. Forget about the south, it's the rest of the country. It's not only in the south that you hear about Taliban and Helmand. No, it's all over Afghanistan. And then more than 80% of Afghans, they believe that there should be a political solution to the Afghan conflict. Rather than killing more and more people in Afghanistan. So there should be a political solution in Afghanistan. When we propose different proposals to the British and American governments in Afghanistan, then they say, you guys are animals. If we leave, you are going to kill each other, as though we are not killing you now, because everything is, you know, just fine in Afghanistan. They said the 1992 example when the regime collapsed, the communist regime collapsed in Afghanistan, you guys were killing. No, we were not killing, because you supported certain warlords in Afghanistan, gave them more weapons to oppress others. And now, right now in Afghanistan, if you look at the army, it was 3 days ago on Push 2 BBC service, that 25% of the army officers are leaving. It's imbalance in the army. Because if you look at the commanders and the generals, they are all illiterate, believe me. None of them have been to the army school, none of them have been to a university or college. These are all illiterate who happen to be the friends of Americans and also in the past Mujahideen regime. And then, you know, replace one killers with another killer. You know, which have no difference to us, ordinary Afghan who rape women, who murder women, who, you know, bomb innocent citizens of Afghanistan for their own interest. You know, they were caught with millions of dollars in Dubai airport 2 years ago. You know, millions of dollars in their suitcases, carrying them to buy houses in Dubai and London. This is the kind of people. Then they say we have a democratic regime in Afghanistan. They brought us Karzai, who is an American citizen. The defense minister is an American citizen. The recent past foreign minister was a German citizen. The home minister, the recent past home minister was a British citizen. The guy who ran away with, you know, the money who used to go to Mecca and pay for their expenses, he is a British citizen. Almost the opposition leader is a foreign citizen. The speaker of the house is a British citizen. Every single member of the Afghan cabinet is a foreign citizen. As though you cannot find good people among the 32 million population of Afghanistan who can run Afghanistan better than them. These guys are bought them first class tickets, dropped them in Afghanistan and then told the Afghans, because these guys live in the West is a democratic states, and then you have to love them and put up with them because they are nice people. If you look at Karzai regime, their achievement, the corruption, you know, the corruption was last year more than the annual